All right, guys. So let's start with DILR for our C8. Right. Fine. So we have the first question is talking about 6 different houses. There's 4 different sizes. There's some percentage of uniforms. It's sort of a DILR question, basic DILR. All right. So we have three questions. Next set is something about, we have runs, 4 people playing in different matches, and we have a bunch of missing information. Fine, another DI set for us. This has again 3 questions. 7, 8, 4 questions. Okay. This is university, 50 colleges, 3 universities. So we have this looks like Venn diagram. So 9, 10, 11. 4 questions again. There is some sort of arrangement. 6 people, 6 surnames called on different days. Fine. 5 questions for this one. Okay. This seems like a basic DI thing. 4 questions for this. This is some sort of matches, points. Okay, and fine. 5 questions for this. Okay. So let's get started with our first question, which is, so 6 different houses, 6 different uniforms, and 4 different sizes. Fine, let's just create a quick table of all the sizes. The colors are, we have blue, we have black, green, red, orange, and yellow, right? Sizes that we have are small, right? So we have small, medium, large, and extra large. So what they've given us here is that number of uniforms of each size is the same. So let's just assume there's 100x uniforms of each size. So what we're given is, for small, we have 40x, 40% is 40x, 25x, 25x, right? The remaining is 10x. For medium, we have 44x, 5x, 36x, and remaining is 15x. Further down, we have 30x, 50x, 10x, and the remaining is 10x. Then we have 40x, 15, 15, and 30. Fine. So the first question is asking us, what can be the number of red uniforms in the stores across all sizes? Red uniforms, what is the total? 25, 5, 30, 30, 50, 80, 95x. Now it's asking us what can be. So this has to be a multiple of 95, right? So let's divide the first one by 95. 1710 by 95 would be 5 3s are 15, 4s are 20, 2 by 9s are 5, 9s are 45, 19, 8s are. So the first is our answer, guys. We don't need to look further at the rest of the options. If the number of extra large green uniforms is the same as the number of blue uniforms. Extra large green uniforms are 40x, extra large green. 40x is equal to the number of blue uniforms, which we don't know. Now guys, let's look at the remaining number of uniforms that we have here. 10, 15, 10 and 30. So 10, 15, 10 and 30. What does this make? 30, 40, 50, 65. So 65x में से they're saying this is equal to the number of blue uniforms. So 65x minus 40x is equal to what? 25x. 25x is the remaining black and yellow colored uniforms. So next they're asking number of large orange uniforms. Large orange uniforms. 10x as a percentage of extra large black uniforms is at least matlab denominator has to be maximum can be 25x remainder into 100. 4 we have 40%. Our answer is 40%. Let's just go and confirm. Right. If the total number of yellow and blue uniforms in the store is 117, blue and yellow they're saying is 117, right? Then the minimum number of black uniforms. So 117 plus, let's assume the number of black uniforms is y is equal to what? 65x? 65x. So we have some sort of special equation here. Y is 65x minus 117. Minimum would be when this value is minimum and such that y is positive. So x would be 2, 130 minus 117, 13. Our answer is 13. Right, so this, I guess, guys, this will leave for the later stages. We can do the Venn diagram right now. So 150 colleges, fine. So there's 3 different universities, sub-universities. Let's create a Venn here. This is CP, PM, and DC, right? A, B, C, this is D, this is E, this is F, assume this is O, right? So what are they giving us? At least one of the candidates into the fray of each of the colleges from one of the 3. So outside is 0. Let's just keep the space clear for now. Right, number of colleges in which only PM put up its candidates, which is B, is equal to the number of colleges where both PM and CP. PM and CP put it where? D plus O. Maximum number of candidates were put up by PM. Okay, let's highlight this. Where only CP put up its candidates, A is equal to twice the number of colleges where all the 3 sub-universities put up the candidates, which is O. Fine. DC is 82. So we have this figure, it's 82. Number of colleges where only DC put up its candidates, which is C, is equal to 10 less than the number of colleges where only CP. Only CP is A, 10 less than CP, right? So we have out of the 82 colleges where DC put up its candidates, it's telling us that 60 had at least one of the other 2 sub-universities. So at least one of the 2 out of DC is this entire thing, E plus O plus F. So that means this entire thing is 60. Then what is C? C comes out to be 82 minus 60, which is 22. Right? So this is 22. A we get equal to 32. A is 32, then O is what? 16. We have these 2 things figured out right now. None of the candidates were repeated. Fine, there's no repetition. So it's asking if candidates from exactly 2 sub-universities were put up in how many colleges. Fine, so we need to find D plus E plus F. We have neither of the 3 separately. So fine, one thing that we know is that E plus O plus F is equal to 60, right? This entire thing. Then O we know is what? O is 16. Then E plus F is 60 minus 16, which is 44. This is something. Now we need the value of D. Now let's look at the original equation that we had. A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus O is equal to 150, right? So we know the value of A. A is what? 32. We know the value of B. Do we know the value of B? B is D plus O. D plus O from here. O is what? 16. C is 22. D is again D. E plus F we know is 44. O is 16. 150. We have what? 2D is equal to 32, 42, 48, 58, 68, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 70, 110, 120, 130. So 150 minus 130 is 20. D is what? 10. So D plus E plus F would be what? 10 plus 44, which is 54. So our answer is 54. Total number of candidates who applied only for PM. Only for PM, they're asking us for B. Now we know what is D. D is what? 10. O is 16. So D plus O is what? 26. Who had applied through both CP and DC. They're asking us CP and DC. Right. So they're asking us for E and O. E plus O. Now, guys, we have tried every equation here. We know E plus F, but do we know E separately? We don't know E separately. So the answer will be cannot be determined. The number of colleges were PM and DC, but not CP. So they're asking us for F, cannot be less than. All right, so let's go back to this that we highlighted here. Maximum were put up by PM. Now we know CP is A is what 20, 32 and whatever. So E can be adjusted as per F. So this is okay. We need to see if PM, so B plus D plus O plus F has to be greater than what? DC. DC is how much? 82. We know B is what? 26 plus D is what? 10 plus O is 16 plus F is greater than 82. F is what? Greater than 26, 36, 42, 52, 30. Now here it's saying cannot be less than. So it has to be greater than 30 but not equal to. So it cannot be less than 31 because it can be equal to 31. So we're done with another one. Okay, let's move on to the next one for now. All right, let's do this one first. So they're talking about 5 groups who participated in some tournament. Each group played with every other group once. So there's 5 groups. Every group played 4 other matches, right? Winning gets 3 points, losing gets 0 points, no negative points, and draw gets you 1 point each, right? So we can have an idea of what was the scoring pattern for these teams, right? So evolve is 12. Now 3 points for winning match, and there are 4 matches. So this is maximum, which means it's only 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 in all 4 matches. Now what can charge be? 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. This is the only possibility. This could be 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 0. Could be anything else. 3 plus 3 plus 1, 3 plus 1 plus 1. No, this is the only possibility. We have 3 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, or we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0. What do we have here? 3 plus 3 plus 0 plus 0, or we have 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? So let's create an entire matrix of how they must have scored against each other, right? So we have A, B, C, D, and E. Now we have A here, B here, C here, D here, E here. Right. So we know A did not play against A. This entire thing is invalid. And since they just had one, this is not a permutation, this is combination. So let's just focus on the bottom half of this one. Now we know E won all of its matches. So we know this is all E. Next, what do we know? We know Delta lost one match at least to E, right? So can this be the scenario? No, this can't be the scenario. So this is the correct one. Now, when we look at beta, we have to decide for beta. We have how many draws here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we cannot have 5 number of draws because the number of draws has to be equal, right? It has to be even for it to be a proper amount. So this is ruled out. So we have, this is the final breakup of points. So we can clearly see we have 2 draws here, right? So what does it mean? Alpha and charge drew against each other. There's no other possibility, right? Because anybody else would have also had another draw. So we can say that alpha and charge were drawn. Now, if we have alpha, if we look at alpha, we have 1 draw which is C. We have one loss, which is E. So the rest of the two were wins for alpha. So here alpha 1, here alpha 1. Then we're done with, then we look at beta. Beta had one win. We can't decide yet. Charge had one draw and the rest were losses. So C versus B was B. C versus D was also D. So we have one win from beta here and the other three are losses. So we can say that D won here and D is also satisfied for 2 wins, right? This is a final scenario. This is it. Alpha group scored 2 goals in the entire competition. So we know that Alpha only won 2 matches. And for it to have won any match, it would have had to score at least 1 point in each of the matches. The other team was at 0. So 2 goals they scored. How many goals were scored by them against group Charge? Charge, they drew the match, right? So they scored 0. Both of the teams scored 0 goals. Out of the total matches played in the competition, how many matches ended up in a draw? We know this. This is just one match. We just discussed it. Definitely true. Beta lost to Charge. Did Beta lose to Charge? No. Alpha won against Charge? No. Delta won against Beta. Delta, Beta, yes. Charge drew the match of Beta? No. So this is the answer. How many groups lost at least 2 matches in the league? So let's look at here. Not this. Yes, yes, yes. Not this. At least 2. So we have 3 teams losing at least 2 matches. Delta win in the whole league. So we have Delta, Delta 1, 2 matches in the whole league, right? Now let's go back. Let's do this one. So we have companies looking to hire finance managers, right? PQRSTU. The surnames of these candidates were Faridawala, okay, between Monday to Saturday. Fine, let's create. This is Monday, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now we know we have to match names to surnames as well as people to days. So we'll create a matrix of names and surnames. PQRSTU. Right? What are the surnames that we have? We have Faridawala, Hanoz, Shah, Timbekar, Vaswani, and Wardha, right? Now let's go through the information that they've given us. None of the candidates share the first initial of the names and surnames. Fine. So P, there's no P surname. Q, no surname. R, no surname. S, they're saying S is not S surname. T is not T surname. Okay, U we don't have. Quresha and Sapna were called back to back, not necessarily in the same order. So we have either QS or SQ. This is one thing that we get to know. Miss Faridawala was called on a specific day and Miss Wardha was called on the next immediate day. Fine. Tanuja and Quresha, exactly 3 candidates were called, right? So either we have Tanuja dash 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 Quresha or we have Quresha dash 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 Tanuja. These are the 2 possibilities. Then we have Reema Wardha was called on Friday. Now we have something that is very absolute here. Let's just create divisions for names and surnames. Reema Wardha was called on Friday. Fine. Miss Vaswani and Hanoz were called on Vaswani and Hanoz, or Hanoz and Vaswani, consecutive days. Quresha and Urvashi were not interviewed on consecutive days. Fine. Okay. So let's look at what we have. This is something that we can work with. Also, this Faridawala was called immediately before Wardha, right? All the next day. Now we know Reema Wardha was called on Friday, so Faridawala was on Thursday. We still don't know who Faridawala is. Then we have Reema Wardha. Let's just mark it here. This is Reema Wardha. So the rest of it is invalid. T or Q. So these days can be what? Either Monday, Friday, or Tuesday, Saturday, right? To have 3 days in between. Now, if you look at Monday, Friday, there's Reema here. Reema is neither Tanuja nor Quresha. So it has to be Tuesday, Saturday. It can either be TQ or QT. Now, another thing that we have for Q is that S was immediately close to Q. So if we have Q here, we can't have S anywhere close to it. So Q has to be here. T has to be here, right? This is one thing that we've realized. Then let's go to this. Quresha and Urvashi were not interviewed on consecutive days. Now the only first name remaining is Urvashi cannot be here, Urvashi cannot be here. Urvashi isn't here. So we have Urvashi is here on Thursday, for sure. Hanoz and Tembekar were not interviewed on consecutive days. This is not Tembekar, we know for sure. Then let's see, what do we have? Hanoz and Tembekar were not interviewed on consecutive days. So what three surnames do we have here? We have we have Hanoz, and we have Tembekar, because T cannot be here. These are three surnames left. Now we know Hanoz and Tembekar were not interviewed, so they have to be either of these two. Hanoz, Tembekar, Tembekar, Hanoz. So we know this is what? Tembekar, Hanoz, and we know that this is Vaswani. This is for sure. Then we know Hanoz and Vaswani was anywhere here. So this could be Hanoz, this could be Tembekar, this could be Hanoz, this could be Tembekar. Now what names do we have left? Which is the remaining surname? Tanuja would be S. We have S and P remaining. So S, P, P, S. These are the two questionable days that we have. Fine. So we've compiled all the information that we had. Look at the questions. Surname of Sapna. Sapna is the one non-identifiable entity. So what do we say? We cannot determine. Saturday we're looking at Tanuja. Okay. Vaswani was called on which of the following days? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Vaswani. Vaswani, where do we have Vaswani? We have Vaswani here on Tuesday. Vaswani is Tuesday, yes. Monday, who was called on Monday? We cannot determine. We cannot determine who was called on Monday. It's either Sapna or Pooja. The following statements will help us determine the surnames of all candidates correctly. Fine. Urvashi's surname was Faridawala. We already know that. We don't care. Tembekar was not called on Monday. This is something that we can work with. Pooja's surname was not Hanoz. Tembekar was not called on Monday, which means Tembekar was here, Hanoz was here. We still don't know about the surnames. They're asking for the surnames, determine the surnames of all candidates. So if they say Pooja's surname was not Hanoz, so Pooja was what? Tembekar, Sapna is Hanoz, and now we know the surnames of everybody. So this is the correct one. All right. Okay, let's do this one first. Prestigious visits and travel service that is known for their short visits. Actually, let's do the previous one first. So we have 5 friends participate in 4 matches, table containing information. So we have 2 lowest performers. These missing values are 2 lowest performers. And they did not score more than 10% of the total runs scored in that match. Fine. Let's work with it. Let's look at the questions actually, or let's just go with it. So they're asking what can be the maximum possible contribution of Anuj. So this is a tentative, this is a range question, right? What is the maximum possible? So let's look at the conditions. These are 2 conditions. They are lowest performers and not more than 10%. So let's first have a look at the remaining runs. Now 8 plus 2, 10. So we have 10, 8, 16, 22. We have remaining 50 runs here. 14, 240. We have remaining 60 runs here. 110, 20, 30, 208. We have 32 runs remaining here. And 50, 150, 61. We have 39 runs remaining here. Fine. And also we know here the limit for them scoring, the 2 players scoring is 27, 10% of this. Here it's 30. Here it's 24 and here it's 20. Right. So what can be the range for Anuj's scores here? It can be maximum can be 27, right? If it's 27, what is the other person's score? 23. So that is his minimum limit. 23 to 27. Same would be for Chetan. Now this is applied because the other scores are way higher than 27. In the third match, let's look at it. 24, yeah, 32 is the remaining sum. So we have if one of the persons is scoring 24. Now they can't score 24. Why? Because this is 20. So it has to be lower than 20. So the maximum possible limit here is 19 for Anuj. If Anuj is 19, what will the other person be? 32 minus 19 is 13. So the lower limit is 13. They're asking maximum possible contribution of Anuj in all 4 matches together as percentage of the total score, right? So maximum could be this and this. We have 27, 100, 19 and 53. 19, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 199. What is the total score? We haven't calculated. 200, 300, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 900, 970, 1010. So we have 199 divided by 1010. Let's open the calculator here. 199 divided by 1010. 19.7 is the answer here. This is our answer. Minimum contribution by Chetan. All right, so let's go to Chetan. We have this already. Second match is 30. 60 is the score remaining. 30 is the maximum limit. So let's go to 30 is the highest limit. If one scores 30, the other will again be 30. So there's just one possibility here, 30. There's no other possibility. They both score 30. Here it's 39. Maximum limit is 20. So if one person scores 20, 19. So it's 19 or 20. Right? So they're asking for the minimum possible contribution by Chetan. 23, 30, 110 and 19. Right. 9, 10, 11, 12, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 182. Again, we'll have to open a calculator. As a percentage, they're asking, right? So we have 182 divided by 1010. 18.01. This is a tricky one. Let's try. Right. So difference between Anuj and Chetan's score is the least. So let's have a look at what currently the absolute difference could be. Also, let's just write this here. So the current absolute difference is only this. We have Anuj leading by yes, this Anuj and Chetan. We have Anuj leading by 100 minus 30, 70. So we have to maximize Chetan's score now to get them to even, right? So Chetan could be what? Chetan could be 27, Anuj could be 23, right? This and this. Here, Anuj has to be minimized and here Chetan has to be maximized, right? So let's try doing this. We have Anuj's final score would be what? 23, 100, 13 and 53. 9, 2, 5, 7, 8, 189. And what would Chetan's score be? 27, 30, 110 and 20. Let's see, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. 187. Right, so this is the minimum possible difference, which is 2. Now they're not asking us this. What is the difference between the scores of Balram and Dharmesh? Balram and Dharmesh. Now, if Anuj is 13, Balram is 19, and Dharmesh is absolute fine. So Dharmesh's score is what? 70, 70, 140, 150, 160, 210, 210, 221, 223. And Balram's score is what? 8, 6, 14, 19, 90. Right. Let's just calculate it here. Let's not get confused. 88, 65, 19, and 52. 8, 2, 10, 19, 24, 16, 224. Right. So Balram is 224. What is the difference? 223, 224. Difference is 1 score. If the 5 players are provided medal of ranks from 1 to 5, depending on their contribution, how many ranks can be uniquely determined? Fine. Let's erase this part. So they're asking medal of ranks depending on the contribution, how many ranks can be uniquely determined. So let's see what their ranges of scores are, right? Anuj is 23, 13, 1. We'll get to understand the minimum and maximum ranges, right? That is when we can understand if that's absolute or no. 7, 8, 189. So his range is 189 to, we add how many? 4 and 6 here. 10, 199. That is Anuj's range. 88, 165, 223, I think it was 220. 4, 2182, 224. This is his range. We have 30, 110, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 187. What is the lower range? -4, -1, -5, 182. Right, Dharmesh's ranges, we just know what it is. 7 to the 14, 15, 16, 21, 216, 221, 223. And here we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 7, 16, 168, 188, 187 to 188, right? So the highest scorer, no, we know this is the lowest scorer, right? This is the 5th rank. No matter what, this is the 4th rank, right? I guess so, yeah. And then this is the 3rd rank. 6, 8, right? 182, 187, this 187. Right, so we cannot determine between these two because this is coming in between this. So we don't know if this will be 224, 218. That will determine ranks. So we can identify these 3 ranks for sure. So we know 3 ranks can be uniquely determined. We have 7 minutes left. We can hold on to 3. Right. So this is a question they're asking us about. So there's 2 kinds of services, AC and non-AC cars. 6 cities. One of these 2 buses for voyaging where they don't need to change the car more than once, right? So they can change the car more than once. So they can go through 1 city at max. Expense is dependent on 3 factors: boarding city, kind of car, and distance. So we know the toll of AC cars from 3 different cities, 3 other cities. Fine, let's just start writing our data. So we have AC cars, ABC, it is 2, KLM, it is 2.2. And non-AC is KMC is 1 and ABL is 1.2, right? Then we have the different distances between different cities. Fine. So let's just go question by question. Meena vacationer wishes to go from with Kithari visits A to M in an AC car. So we've decided AC car, it starts from A to M. Now, what are the possible routes from A to M? Let's see. One could be directly A to M. One could be AL through M, ALM, right? AL and LM is present, right? AB is not present. AC, CA, AC, CM, right? ACM could be a route. AC, ACK, AKM could be another route. AKKM, AKM. These are the possible routes. Now let's see what amount she'll have to pay for AC cars. So if she's going from A to M, directly 195 into 2, that is 390. ALM would be AL 110 into 2, 220 plus L and M 80 into 2.2. 82 is a 160 and 16, 196, right? 176. Let's just confirm. ALM 22. Right, 6, 396. Fine. ACM would be what? AC 115 into 2, 230. Plus CM is what? MC is 85. 85 into... Oh, we can directly see it's going to be more than this one, so it's not relevant. AKM is what? AK 90 into 2 is 180 plus K into M into K 95 into 22. 209, which is what? 389. Now what is the least one? 390, 380, 389 is the least answer. So we have 389. Right. Rohan or Vaja, let's look at the other questions. We just have 3 minutes remaining if we can do something. Preeti says, "I venturing from A to K." Okay, so this is just non-AC rather than AC. So this is a very basic question, not to get confused. Non-AC rather than AC car. She takes a non-AC rather than AC car while traveling from A to K. So A with AC takes how much? 2. Non-AC A takes 1.2. So what is the difference in the amount that she'll set aside? Imagine the distance being X. Initially, she'll have to pay 2X. Later, she'll pay 1.2X. What is the difference? X gets cancelled. So we have 0.8 upon 2 into 100. 40%. So this is a sitter. Never to leave such questions. Right. C to K. Let's see what the possible chances are. C to K. There's a lot of options, guys. We just have 1 minute remaining. I don't think we'll be able to do this. Let's just try this one since this is a hit and try possibility. No choice of AC and non-AC. What is the best possible way? So we'll obviously choose the non-AC thing. BKL. BKL. So let's see, BK she'll take 75 into 1.2. KL she'll take 115. 12 5s are 60. 12 7s are 84. 90. 5 9 1 10. 205. This will be 205. BCL. BC 110 into 1.2, right? 132 plus CL. CL would be what? 60. CL 60. 2, 6, 192, right? Which is definitely lesser than this. Either A or B not possible. B, C, M, L. We're just adding another stop, which does not make sense. So we will definitely mark our answer as this. This, guys, will require a lot of time, so it does not make sense. Let's just submit our paper. All right, good attempt.